So from here, it's elliptical. You pull as hard as you can, right? And then the club actually comes, the feeling of the club or the butt of the club coming back up into your belly button. It's being pulled in, okay? That's where the speed gets out to the head. When the head gets pulled in, you can see it accelerates and goes through the ball. So how do we get that?
Winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
Not my best strike, bit of a hook, but again, this is a training drill, so I'm not going to get too fussed about that not being perfect. Again, well, it was a little bit of a hook, that's why it went up to 122 club head speed, but you can see how much I push in. The right side is pushing, and again, we talked about this before, we are rotating the left side in order, we want to come up, but we don't want to come up too much out this way. So we rotate that right leg into our left leg. Whether it's the right calf or squishing a bug, I think I've heard people are putting out a cigarette, that's not, that rotates. Okay, so that's the one, that's ground force first. So, there we go. Just, yeah, 121, nice solid, 180 ball speed. Okay, so again, what are we doing? That's the ground looked after. What is the arms doing? And the arms and the hands are the most important part of this. Okay, I am relaxed, I pull as hard as I can, and from here, believe it or not, I'm actually trying to hit the brakes, I'm trying to brace. So from here, it's elliptical. You pull as hard as you can, right? And then the club actually comes, the feeling of the club or the butt of the club coming back up into your belly button. It's being pulled in, okay? That's where the speed gets out to the head. When the head gets pulled in, you can see it accelerates and goes through the ball. So how do we get that? Best way of getting it is try and stop at impact. It's that Tommy Fleetwood drill again. So in my head, I'm trying to stop here. I'll end up with a 3/4 follow through. There we go. So that's going to give me 119 club head speed. I think I should play like that. So that's, by me trying to stop at impact, is going to give me the most acceleration of the head. Okay, the head gets thrown through. The best strikers throw the head. We want none of this handle drag. Basic physics, we know that if the top of this is moving, that can't be moving as fast as it can. If this is still moving, that, if we wanted acceleration, that head has to get to impact level and it must leave first in order for the most speed to be thrown into the head. There is a throw in the golf swing. It gets thrown through impact. Okay, at impact it will look perfect like this. It certainly wouldn't be like that, but it's coming from here to there. So it's coming from this position and it's getting thrown through. It is not coming from here and getting dragged through. That is not speed, and it won't give you a good strike either. It's actually good for nothing. Might be good for hitting a little shot into the wind every once in a while, but handle draggers, no, that ain't creating speed. So again, we've got our ground force by pushing back up. We've got our right side pushing up. We want them, ideally, we want them to squeeze a little bit in the downswing and that to be extended like that, this way. We want to stop at impact for acceleration. We want to be relaxed at the top, grip at it. We want to be violent. Again, I'm actually curious to see this because I've got some nice speeds here today. So I will train with speed sticks at home. The beauty of these is there's no golf ball, so you lose inhibition. So the the fear of me hitting this wide is gone, so I can get as much speed as I like. I will do it as a kind of as a step drill. Very nice. So 135 mile an hour. So I know it's not the same, there's no resistance there, it's a little lighter, but it's the perception. $133 mile an hour. So there's a good basis for me. I just want to see if I can get a higher one, folks. 136. Okay, so that's pretty good for me. You know, 37 is a good day, 35 is baseline. But it's about having PRs, personal best. It's about looking at it. I leave no stone unturned. As you've seen in other videos, I practice in my bare feet. You know, the great thing about bare feet, this ground is actually too soft to get maximum speed. You need firm ground. I've got VKTRY insoles in these. So they're a carbon fiber insole. That means that the ground is actually harder to me, even though this is soft. A good practice at home, again in bare feet, because believe it or not, you need your shoes to support your feet. You'll slip on the golf course. But it's nice to be able to push directly on the ground. So they look 133. So yeah, so decent speed there. But again, it's breaking the inhibitions. That's what it's all about. It can't be done without a monitor. I know people who've tried to work on this without a monitor and they get bored. You need to set your pre-Bs. If you're a kid, or if you train people, if you coach kids, you should have a whiteboard PB for everything. Their height, their jump, everything they do. And I'm not just talking golf, there should be PBs. Kids love to compete against their friends in the PBs. So, you know, even though you could be the 10th best at something, you're trying to beat the guy who's 9th. It's a goal. So personal best whiteboards, I know mine, I keep a record of them, is essential for speed. Again, hitting the shot, the bigger backswing within range, as in we don't want a bigger backswing that just cheats it. Bigger backswing, heel up, plant that heel out if you can. That's what the long drivers do. Rotate, you get that little pinch as that left foot is pushing you back, and you get that position. And as you see, the very long drive guys will have that quad facing the target at impact, and that foot up in the air like so. They've come up that much. Remember, toughest thing in golf, we want to explode up, but in golf you've got to get your arms down as you're exploding up. So you need that initial move down with your arms before you start pulling the club back into your body as your legs accelerate. That's pretty much it is to speed. Just lose some inhibition. It's only 20 balls a week, but you must have a monitor to measure it, because without feedback, you'll get bored and you won't keep doing it. So that's all there is on this Paddy's Golf Tips to Speed. If you have a comment or suggestion about future videos, please put it in the comments below. If you enjoyed or found these videos helpful, please like or subscribe down below to encourage me to do more.